Welcome back, and I'm pissed off today. I'll admit it, I'm pissed off. Another freaking floor crossing. The level of corruption astounds me, but I guess it shouldn't at this point. But this is the fifth one now, right? The fifth one. So it's all over the place, and every conservative leading podcast is talking about it. It's all over the news, so you're not going to get any fresh news from me. But the MP for Sarnia, Lambton, and sorry, I'm not going to butcher that last word. I'll get it wrong. Anyways, what's her name? MARILYN GLADU. She crossed the floor to join the Liberals today, which brings them to 171 seats. They're pretty much guaranteed a majority with the by-election next week. And, it's just a dirty way of doing it. It's legal. It's within the rules. It's just a dirty way of doing it. And it's something that should have been stopped a long time ago. I personally don't believe in floor crossing. Never have, no matter who does it. And in my research this afternoon, as soon as I found out about this, I started looking into things. Apparently, a long time ago, the NDP brought a bill into Parliament to vote on to end this, and everybody voted against it. So I guess really the Conservatives have nobody to blame but themselves in the end. And, it's just wrong. I just totally disagree with it. And I think personally, if you're going to flip sides, you should step down, or there should be a by-election. And I've got a few video clips I'm going to share, and I'm going to take a quick pause and bring up some information and read it off to you. As soon as I can find my pause button, it disappeared on me again. For crying out loud, I don't have time for this today. I got too much to do. Oh, shit's fucking up again. For the love of God. Thank you. And I'm back. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, I'm trying to use a headset. I've had it all along. I don't know if it's going to help with the audio issues, and I've still got the other microphone as a backup. I don't know, sometimes YouTube lowers the volume, sometimes it increases the volume. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's why I don't have 1 million viewers. So anyways, this MARILYN GLADU, back this year, January 11th, 2026, on social media regarding floor crossing, had this to say, and I quote, "Really, the whole point on being an MP is to represent your constituents. So if they are voting you in under one platform, for you to switch for whatever reasons just seems to me not to be representing what you're supposed to be there to represent. We elected you under this banner, and if you don't want to be under that banner, then we deserve a chance to have a redo." This is her words. A little bit of a hypocrite there. Scroll down here. And here's what Pierre Poilievre had to say regarding this. "Mark Carney is seizing a costly Liberal majority that voters denied him." This is true. "And doing so through backroom deals." Like, all these 5 people, what are they getting out of it? They gotta be getting something. They don't just cross for no reason. In January, MP GLADU said that floor crossers should face voters in a by-election to give voters the final say. I could not agree more. This is Poilievre saying this. She should do so. The people in her community voted for her conservative vision of a Canada that is affordable, safe, and strong at home, not for the costly Liberal government she is now joined. She should honor her word and let the voters decide. You know, he's not wrong on this. So maybe he should get off his ass and put some legislation through. Probably too late. Probably too late now. I don't think the Liberals will vote yes for that. For crying out loud. I was so pissed off all afternoon. Still am. But there's one thing that I am looking forward to. It's a foregone conclusion that the Liberals will have a majority at this point. Foregone conclusion. The only good thing about it is that they will have the majority. And there's no more excuses. Everybody will see what they will produce or not produce. They haven't produced a damn thing in a year, and they run on excuses. They blame the Conservatives for some reason, yet they've had the Bloc supporting them on most things, and most things have gone through. Actually, the Conservatives have supported them on most things. So you can't use that as an excuse. They'll ram through everything that they want to ram through. There's nothing standing in their way. Certainly not the Bloc. Certainly not the NDP. I mean, what a shit show that is. It's a joke. NDP is a SNL skit. So they'll stand on their own. And they can't keep pointing the finger at Trump. They can't keep pointing the finger at everybody else in the world. They'll have to stand on their own merits, and they really don't have any. Carney is a greasy, slimy politician. He's not even a politician. He's just using the rules. He's buying people off. And if you can't see that, then you're blind. But a lot of people are blind. And that's just the way it is. I mean, they keep voting Liberal for some reason. You know, it still astounds me that even like last year, everybody turned on Trudeau. His own party turned on him. Liberal voters turned on him. And they thought Carney would be the savior. And yet, he's doubled the deficit of what Trudeau did. And we're going to build at speeds never seen before. I guess if we're going to go slow, we're at the slowest we've never been before. Nothing has been done. But, I don't know, just fly around the world and sign empty agreements that don't have any dollar amounts signed to it. I don't get it. Anyways, let me take a quick second here and load up the videos. See, at this point, I'm not even going to try to hide my pause buttons anymore because they just disappear on me.
Conservative MP MARILYN GLADU is crossing the floor to join the Liberals, bringing the Carney government that much closer to a majority government. That's just happening in the past few minutes. I want to bring in Bill Carroll from the iHeart Talk radio network with his thoughts. Good morning to you, Bill. We had planned to discuss something else, but now we have this development in Ottawa we just can't ignore. This is big news with the by-election coming up and the Liberal government becoming closer to that majority. Your take?
Well, I guess it shows the Liberals will take anybody as long as it means they get to have the majority government.
She's
this
not just
MP
anybody, though, Bill.
MPs,
she's not just anybody. She's an elected MP. Let's be real here.
She's an elected MP who was elected by her constituents to be part of the Conservative Party. An elected MP who was too conservative socially for a lot of conservatives. An elected MP who during the COVID crisis was promoting the use of drugs that were proven not to work I mean, she is so conservative. They will take anybody, literally, in that party. They're not concerned about what their views are at all. I mean, this strikes me as desperate. And you know what? I think if this keeps happening, now it's what, 5? You look at every poll that's been done so far on this, Canadians don't like this. They don't like to see people cross the floor to another party. You know this. You've been covering elections as long as I have. Well, maybe I've been doing it a little bit longer, a little bit older, but Canadians don't even like to see governments form coalitions or parties form coalitions. They want whichever party got the most votes to try to form a government. It's common practice in other parliamentary democracies, but Canadians, they have this fundamental idea of fairness, and this goes against it. I think they may pay a price for this somewhere down the road. It's a victory for them today, but it may not be the victory they think it is in the long run. I mean, it is so frustrating to see people, 1 minute they're campaigning against the Liberal Party, they're in the House of Commons asking questions, they say they stand for one thing, and then they just pack up and they cross the floor. Is this really because she thinks the Liberal Party is what's best for Canada, or is it because she's still upset with the party, with the way she was treated when she ran for the leadership? This feels personal to me.
Well, you know, you're saying it's desperation on the Liberals' part, but clearly, and we haven't heard from her, we're hoping to hear from her and the Prime Minister sometime soon. We did show that photo of them sitting together in his office. But there must be a part of her that feels that this is best for her constituents. She has run a number of times for the Conservatives. She feels that she can deliver maybe more results to her riding by joining the governing Liberals.
Or she can deliver more for herself maybe as well. I don't know. I just don't know how you can be that conservative. You're so conservative that you feel distance from your own party, and now all of a sudden you jump over that party into the middle, and now you're a Liberal. I don't think, whatever her explanation is today, I think a lot of people will say, I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. I wish we knew about this earlier. I could find out how my listeners would take it, but I suspect they're not going to buy it either.
Yeah, and you're right. According to the most recent poll, Canadians are not in favor of this. Even my producer was saying maybe there should be a by-election every time someone wants to cross the floor.
And that's what Canadians want. There absolutely should be a by-election. Look, parliamentary elections are complicated. Do you vote for the local person in your riding because that's your preference? Do you vote for the leader of that party? Is it a prime minister you're voting for? Is it the party itself and its views? It can be very complicated. But if you're really sure that your constituents are okay with you switching parties, then have the guts to resign and run in the by-election. Show me that that's what they want. Until then, this is as undemocratic as it gets. It is allowed in our parliamentary system. It's time it was stopped.
And we'll leave it right there for today. Bill Carroll, thank you for doing the quick pivot as we react to this breaking news out of Ottawa. Bill Carroll is with the iHeart Talk Radio Network. You're going to have lots to talk about on your radio show. We'll see you soon.
I totally 100% agree with Bill Carroll. I couldn't have said it better myself. This is why I show clips, because I'm a dunderhead and I can't say shit, but that's as smart as other people. I'm not that smart. I'm smart, but I just can't put words together. Now I have another clip, and I don't know, it's like 7-8 minutes long, and I don't know that I can sit through it without swearing, because the one lady is just a fucking idiot. Oh, there I go. Nobody watches. No, kids don't watch this anyways. The woman on the left, not the lady asking questions, the lady answering on the left is a tool. She adds nothing to the conversation. I'm just going to lose it if I watch it again. This could be fun. I'll try not to. Here we go.
Another federal floor crossing with another MP, leaving Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party and switching to Mark Carney's Liberals. MARILYN GLADU from the Sarnia area is the 4th Conservative to abandon the party. This leaves the Liberals just one shy of a majority. Let's dive right in with our City Talks panel. Joining me is Selina Cesar Chavan, Jeff Rutledge and MARILYN Nader. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you.
Selena, there must be some celebrations happening in Ottawa right now.
Oh, absolutely. And when we think about who this is, MARILYN GLADU has been in politics for a very long time, re-elected. We are talking about heavy hitters saying, you know, I'm not sure about where I'm sitting right now. I am going to go where there is good work happening, where we have a leader who is able to stand up to the United States, who's able to do the things that we want to see happen in our communities, in our country. And so I'm going to go there. And that is what's happening.
So in total, there have been 5 defections to the Liberals in one short year. I can't remember that many in such a short time frame. Jeff?
What is he doing? What is Carney doing? $90 billion trains? What the hell?
Can you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned this before. The only real reference point for something of this nature is a union government that was formed by Borden during the First World War, which the intention of that was to set out a clear path with regards to conscription and the First World War. Very different context, but at the same time, also some of the mega national issues that we're dealing with as a identity for the country right now. And so there are some parallels there, but within recent memory, nothing similar.
And it does mean April 13th, there are 3 by-elections. 2 are widely in the...
Okay, somebody, please, in the comments, what did that guy add? I have no idea. I have no idea. At least the idiot on the left said something. This guy gave a history lesson for no reason.
Toronto area expected to go Liberal. MARILYN, it seems like all but inevitable that the Liberals will have their majority on Monday.
Pretty much. I mean, they were governing like they had the majority anyway. But there's something to remember. There's this old saying that a stew boiled is a stew spoiled. A majority rushed could be a majority, spoiled. Meaning, if you're rushed to get a majority and you're just going to take anybody who wants to come over, you should be careful. The latest floor crosser is anti-choice, anti-LGBTQ. It's a true Poilievre conservative. Mark Carney is bringing the tent so wide. Like, how big is this tent actually going to be?
Whoa. I don't know what this woman stands for, but Poilievre is not anti-LGBTQ. I hate that fucking narrative. If you listen, the guy's father is gay. He's not anti-LGBTQ, QRSTUV. He's not anti any of that. He's not wanting to take away anybody's rights. Never once said so. Not going to do it. He can't. It's all legislated anyways. Stop that BS. But the rest of what she says makes sense. Just stop with that bullshit.
Because if you're going to run a party that actually doesn't have values and believe in anything, then you're going to have a problem, because those people who are crossing the floor are not necessarily going to be loyal to you.
That's a really interesting point. I'll let you talk about that, because this is not a candidate who would ever make a Liberal nomination, I'm assuming.
Absolutely not. But there is a bigger play here. There's a bigger threat to our nation. There's a bigger threat. And I think there is a vision towards doing something that's much bigger than their own individual sort of ideology. This is about Canada taking a stand as a leader of the free world.
Do the ends justify the means?
You know what? I don't know if it actually justifies the means, but if we could have a consensus around vision for Canada, for Canadians, I think we could leave some of our ideological sticking points to the side.
Jeff Rutledge, what does this mean for Pierre Poilievre? I know he just won his leadership review just a few weeks ago with 87%, but he's now lost 4 Conservative MPs. Can he survive this?
Yeah, so I've said this time and again, winning your party leadership can be a much simpler task than winning the support of your caucus. And that's something that, regardless of party, regardless of brand, that leaders have struggled with, time and again. And so I think for Mr. Poilievre, this is certainly a knock. There's no question about it. And I think if anybody said it was, nothing other than just a floor crosser, and given the impact on the numbers in the House now, that they would be playing it down, of course. That being said, I think, if Mr. Carney was much less concerned about securing a majority and negotiating majority, and more concerned about negotiating a deal with the U.S., we might have the priorities right in this country at the moment. And I think that's the real struggle. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, now you're saying something, dude. I don't know what the hell you were saying earlier, but now you're saying something. Concentrate on the U.S., our biggest partner, biggest trade partner. Work on that. This is not a fake beer day for the Shaner. Fuck it. Don't give a shit. Cheers to all you hardworking people, even if you are liberal. Cheers to you anyway. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Can I get through this? Oh, only halfway through this. I don't know. I don't know if I can stomach this.
MARILYN.
So I think it's a huge blow, yes. And also, you know, with these sort of Dodge, Elon Musk letters that he went out asking, you know, his shadow cabinet to justify themselves. It seems like he's trying to tighten the screws on his caucus because there's so much leverage, but it seems like the caucus are really giving him the screws.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is a huge problem for him.
Jeff,
I'm not worried about Carney's priorities. I apologize. I'm not worried about, I think Carney's priorities are where they are, and rightfully so. He's not rushing anything. People are going to him because he is actually a leader that they could see something happening that's worthwhile for Canadians.
Like what? What is the man doing? For the love of God, what is Carney doing? If anybody watches this, I'm gonna get canceled.
It's not a matter of him, you know, rushing this or making something move that people don't actually want to see move.
You know, Mr. Carney's been in power now for over a year. The cost of living has increased significantly. The housing crisis remains. Yep. We do not have the deal with the U.S., and yet he's one seat away from a majority. I think Canadians are going to start asking questions about how does he deliver and whether or not a majority, which is not needed to accomplish addressing all of those things, will give him that.
I don't disagree with you, the points that I see that you are making. However, you have successfully changed the conversation. So let's bring it back to Pierre Poilievre.
Bitch. Bitch. Yeah. See, this is what the news does. As soon as somebody says anything negative about Carney, they gotta put the screws to Poilievre. God damn it. I hate the news. This is what the mainstream media does every time. The guy starts making some sense. I don't know what he said at the beginning, which made no sense. As soon as he starts saying logical stuff, oh, nope, can't be logical. Nope, we don't want that. Today might be a good day for a heart attack. Anyways, see if I can make it through. I didn't even make it this far the first time I watched it. I'm gonna have a coronary.
I know you don't really want to, but was he going too far? Is he seeing a backlash from his own party now with these letters and with the defections?
You know, the message I think that was trying to be communicated was, you know, we have been asked, just as he has as a leader, to prove why you deserve to be in that role and why you deserve to be holding the government to account. That is a challenge that I think has come back in his face a little bit.
Why would he do that now?
Well, because I think after you have a leadership review, you do have a tendency to try to consolidate your support around you, to figure out and track that path ahead. And so typically you will put out a challenge to your caucus, to the people around you, to say, hey, we've got to reorient, we've got to refocus here, are you on board with me? And that is a fine question to put to your caucus.
But that's not how it landed, MARILYN. Is it true that leaders do that? And I'll let you.
No, not in that way. I mean, yes, you can shuffle, you can do it with the shadow cabinet. But like, this isn't a corporate org chart, right? These are elected officials, and this is Parliament. So in a way, it's their constituents that brought them there, which is the only reason why he's the official opposition, right? But if he's running like he's the head of the CEO of a corporation, he's doing this in, you know, in a very wrong way that is clearly backfiring on him.
And it's one thing to say, go out to your communities and really show up for them and really show that, you know, where the disenfranchisement might be landing in terms of what Carney's doing. It might not be landing for people in your constituency. Go out there and search for that, but not to say, you know, you need to show up or show out.
And
like
prove
that,
yourself to me.
Prove yourself to me like you're some overlord. It doesn't make any sense.
So Jeff, he did win the leadership review.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming, and he is the official opposition. Is there a mechanism where they can turf him, or is he safe for the next 3 years until the election?
So there is a mechanism that they're able to do through a vote of the caucus, and that is something that exists, and Michael Chong brought that in as a part of the piece of legislation. As a part of the party constitution. That being said, it's probably not the likely mechanism that will kick off right now. I think typically when it comes to politics, they play it in a much more messy way than in a civilized fashion, and so I think there are a number of steps before we were even near that point. But to the points that Marianne was making about, you know, the way in which you communicate with your caucus, it is very important and critical. And Canadians, I think we're starting to see some of those glimpses of a shift of the communications, a softening of how that approach that Pierre was taking with Canadians generally. And I'm hopeful that we'll see in the coming days a continuance of that, and hopefully that will also be directed at caucus, as he does need to build support there in order to maintain his leadership of the party.
All right, we're going to end with Jeff having the last word, because I feel like, you know, you got a little ganged up on there. So we'll give you a bit of a break. Thank you very much to the panel for joining us with your expert analysis. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't know who these experts are. Never heard of them. But I don't watch City News. And I saw a clip of CTV, and I can't stomach that Rosemary Barton. I just can't. She's a pig. She's just a pig. She's a pig at the liberal trough. She has, I don't even know what the word is. She's not a journalist. She's just at the right hand of the liberal government. Whatever happened to old Baldy? He's taken a leave of absence. Things not going too well for him. Taking a breather, taking a breather, taking a breather. Sitting here looking at the fire for a minute. Okay. One more thing on this topic. In my research, it was Facebook, I found something that somebody wrote. Forgot to write down who wrote it. Some dude on Facebook. I wish I could give you credit. It was probably one of the MPs. Anyways, I'm going to read it verbatim. This is not my words, but this sums up exactly how I feel on this subject of floor crossing. And something has to be done about it. Nobody likes this, unless you're a liberal fan right now. So this isn't complicated. People in Sarnia and Lambton, other word, didn't vote liberal. 53.1%. They didn't vote for more taxes. They didn't vote for more regulation. They didn't vote for more of the same policies crushing affordability. They voted for the opposite. And now, with one move, their vote just got flipped on its head. No election, no accountability, no say. Just power changing hands behind the scenes. And here's why this actually matters beyond one riding. This is now the 5th MP to cross over. Pardon me. That puts Carney Liberals at 171 seats, one short of a majority. Meaning in real terms, he now has effective control. He can push policy through with far less resistance, less debate, less scrutiny, less accountability, all without earning it from voters. If that doesn't bother you, it should, because this isn't just politics, it's precedent. If MPs can go campaign one way, win under one banner, and then flip sides after the fact, what exactly are we voting for? Especially in a place like Sarnia. This is apparently called Chemical Valley, oil, refining, manufacturing, cross-border trade, real jobs, high-paying jobs, industry leading, industry ready, getting hammered by tariffs and global pressure. And instead of fighting for them, their MP just joined the very government whose policies they rejected. That's the part people can't ignore. You don't get to campaign as one thing, win because of it, and then become the opposite. Not without going back to the people who put you there. So she literally said that herself a few months ago, like I read earlier. And now, different rules. Convenient. This is exactly why people lose trust in politics. It's not left versus right. It's honesty versus opportunism. Sorry. I can't read with a darn. You want to switch sides? Fine. Then resign. Run again. Let the people decide. Anything less than that isn't leadership. It's self-interest. And Canadians are getting tired of it. That's how I feel. I probably would have said it in half the words. Guess what time it is now, folks? It's everybody's favorite time. Mr. Roper time. This episode's going to be a lot shorter than the last one. You're ready. I still haven't found the boo button. I got to work on that. Are you ready? Strap in. Today, I gave away... I got to start this over. I'm not editing. Today, I gave my dead batteries away. They were free of charge. Let me pre-read this next one so I can get it right. Okay. Not sure I understand this one, to be honest with you. I bought a smart light switch. I couldn't figure out how to use it. I had to exchange it for a dimmer one. I should have a face like he's got right now. I didn't get it. I bought a smart light. Oh, smart dimmer. Oh, God. Yeah. Gotta find a boo button. Let me see here. All right, this one's good. It is to me. Okay. I needed this laugh. I was too serious this episode. Maybe I should be a bit more passionate. The last episode, I was very monotone. What kind of pants do goats wear? Billy jeans. All right. All right. That one tickled me. I don't know why. I got a story to tell after this one. What kind of candy do you give a woman with a foot fetish? Mentos. Now I got a funny story. We all have our weird things. For years, I've had a foot fetish. I like them nicely painted, decorated, even a tattoo or toe rings and stuff like that. I find it all fascinating and that kind of thing. Well, it took having my dog Bear to cure me of any foot fetish at all. Because for some strange reason, and I've never seen this in a dog before, every time he has a drink of water, every single time, without fail, he has a drink of water, he goes and licks Katie's feet or legs. Just every time. It could be outside, it could be inside, maybe not at bedtime or anything if she's under the sheets or whatever, but like every time he'll actually get up and start thinking, well, what can I do? He'll purposely go get a drink of water just so, have something to do and lick her feet and legs. And it's like, I'll never do that again in my life. So in a weird way, you know, my dog cured me of foot fetish. Anyway. Anyways, time to close out this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave some comments. Nobody's leaving any comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say. If you have any ideas for the show, let me know. All I can say is, Mr. Carney and to the Liberal supporters, careful what you wish for. You just might get it. And it's all on you. And good luck to you, pal. Anyways, thanks again. You know, let me do the proper outro. I didn't do it yesterday. I totally forgot. So thank you once again. You have been a dynamite audience, and you deserve to give yourselves a round of applause. So here we go. Take care. God bless, and all that jazz. Till next time.